Today we're going to take a look at the xTool M2 and all of its features and go over the basics of the machine. So if you're interested in that, stick around. My simple builds, we make it just for... Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Brad with My Simple Builds, and today we're going to take a close-up look at the xTool M2. This is going to be a straight run-through shot, no script. We're just going off the specs and a quick walk around of the machine. xTool has given me a very steep discount on this machine. However, everything that I'm going to tell you about this machine is my opinion, other than facts that I'm getting from the spec sheet from xTool itself. But xTool has not said what I can and cannot say about this machine, so therefore everything I'm telling you is straight from me, not from xTool. So first off, the xTool M2 comes in at $549 for the base price. And you can add on accessories for that. The accessories that you can add has a 10-watt laser module, a 20-watt laser module, and basically those are going to help you with the different thicknesses of material. It also has a 3-watt infrared module, which helps for marking on metals and plastics. It has a CYMK inkjet printing module, which we're going to go over today as an add-on. These are not standard with the machine. You have to buy them separately. And then in addition, you can also get the RA3 light rotary attachment for doing cylinder type items such as tumblers, bottles, etc. You can connect this to the desktop air purifier, which is what I have, or to the AP2 Safety Pro air filtration system, which is the larger unit that xTool offers. Additionally, you can connect it to the fire safety set. That's been a feature that's been available since the M1 Ultra. It's basically a module that connects to the back, and if it detects fire, the sensors trigger and it ejects a CO2 gas into the machine, snuffing out the fire. So let's get into the rest of this machine. So just taking a look at the machine top down, it's basically the same principle as the original M1. It is a little bit different in size. We're measuring in at 24 inches by 22 inches with a total height of 7 inches. Once you open up the module, or open up the machine, taking a look around inside, we do have the gantry in here. It's a lot more enclosed. The nice part about this is that these new modules are magnetic and they have pins just to lock into place. And then it comes with a little cable down here that you can connect to the different modules. Pretty simple to plug in. It does have the internal camera, which you can see up here on the top of the lid, and when you close the machine, it auto detects whatever is in here on the surface. You have the target points on the bed. That's what helps it identify where your material is and takes a good picture and helps you with the lineup. Also on the machine, up underneath of this square right here, there is a close-up camera, and what that does is when you are zooming in on a part and you need to make sure that you're perfectly lined up, it will zoom in really close with that camera so that you can fine detail, line up your settings there. Also over here in the corner, there's an additional camera that is your fire safety camera that basically detects if there are flames inside the machine. Now, as you can see over here in the corner, maybe you can, there's a clip here that I have added that comes with the inkjet module, and that inkjet module is what allows you to print on materials, woods, fabrics, paper, and it is basically just an inkjet cartridge. It's in here in the inside. Fairly similar to a standard inkjet printer, except for the fact that this is CYMK. See if I can get that back in. A little tricky sometimes getting that back in. There we go. Close up the lid. It does have a component on the top here to help protect the inkjet cartridge and the print head. And there's a little ink pad where to absorb extra ink. It is magnetic. And what happens is when you are going to print on this, it will drop down, and that piece that I set in place, it slides in, it connects, lifts up, pulls off that lid, and locks it to the base. It's magnetic down here as well. You can feel some tension to that. And then when it's done printing, it's going to come back over and pick that up and then cover the bed. Again, that changes out just as simply as the laser module does. It's just magnetic, slides into place. And then you put in the USB. So we'll go ahead and leave that on here for just a moment. Now, one thing to note is when you're looking at this print bed, you can see that this comes out into what is inside of the lined area. And what happens is when you take a screenshot, it'll cut away this portion of the capture, basically meaning that anything that's inside of this point right here from the camera over, you cannot set material inside of. So it's on about 11.8 by 11.6. So essentially almost a 12-inch square. So if you look at it right there, what would happen is, like I said, on the screen, this piece is cut out. It has to be able to slide over, drop that in, pick up the cartridge, and then come over here and print, and then come back and print that, pick up the print head cover again. And as you can see, it's a smaller area for the printing surface. If you're doing a laser, you have a little bit more control. You have pretty much this whole bed from corner to corner. Okay. Now, so what does this machine let you do? So materials that you can use for this machine, you can do cardstock and paper. It is going to laser cut those. You can do a sticker paper, felt, wood, thin wood sheets, plywood sheets, MDF. It does cut genuine leather. It will cut dark and opaque diode-safe acrylics. So if you have a diode-safe white, if it's the material says that it is diode-safe or diode-ready, then you can cut it as well. There are some of those on the market. Fabrics and canvas. You can, if it's laser, you can cut laser-safe rubber stamps to make yourself a stamp for your business, or to brand your products. You can engrave on anodized aluminum. So basically, like the metal business cards that have the color on them, you can engrave on those. Coated metals, stainless steel, slate, and stone. Again, some of those require you to change out to the 3 watt infrared. As far as printing goes, again, you can print directly on a paper, sticker paper, temporary tattoo paper, felt, faux leather, genuine leather, fabrics, and canvas. Some items do require a primer. And then as far as, so like you might have to have certain woods, if you've got a sealed wood, or a finish such as true flat, some of those materials you may not be able to print directly onto unless you have some type of primer to help aid with that. So like ink aid. And you can do that with certain clear acrylics if you have the right type of primer as well. Some glass and ceramics. So we talked about the cameras and everything inside of the bed. So let's take a look at the outside of the bed here. Looking at the back, you can see where the air comes into play. Now, one thing to note is this machine comes with a larger diameter air hose. This is made for the AP2. If you are using the desktop air filtration system, which uses this older, smaller 2-inch diameter, you are going to need an adapter. I have actually 3D printed my adapters. I have 2 different styles that I am using. This one just basically reduces it down. And then I have this one, which fits on and at a angle so that you can get that short clearance in on your machine and run it off to your air filtration system. On the back side here, over here on the side, it does have the power input. There's also additionally a input port here on the side for connecting to your computer, as well as 1, 2, and I haven't taken the sticker off of this yet. So there are 3 inputs, inputs for accessories. Now, for example, the rotary accessory has a mounting plate that you can put up here in this front corner, and it is again magnetic, but then you run your cable up and over the side here. There are channels, and then there's a groove here on the back of the machine cover that allows you to bring that wire out and plug into the accessory port. On the front side, it's fairly similar to the M1. You do have just a basic power button to turn it on and off, and a light. It does not have the button that you previously had on the M1 for framing the material. All that is done internally with the software, so you don't have to be any extra work there. All right, so what have I used this machine for? So far, I have done both the print and cut. I have done engraving with this machine. I've cut woods, I've cut cardboard, I've cut the paper. I have done stickers with the print and cut stickers, and it gives it the nice outline kiss cut, as they call it, of your stickers. I have engraved onto leather with it. It does a great job with engraving onto the leatherette patches or the leather material. And then I have also done a felt. Now, the felt, one thing that's very important is you pretty much need to use the xTool felt. It's a lot more rigid, and it will cut very, very nicely. The cheaper felt that you can get from the stores like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, it will cut that, but you do need to be careful. It's a lot more opportunity to flame up with that, just because of the way the fibers are. It's a cheaper quality material. So I would just highly recommend that you go ahead and use the xTool felt if you're buying that. It is a little bit more pricey, but it does work very, very well. So that pretty much covers what this machine is and how I use it. Basically, one of the things that I'm looking at is to be able to use this at a craft fair. I normally would use the F1 that you see here in the back. I take that, it's almost a backpack style laser that you can take with you. It's very light and portable. However, what I like about this is some craft fairs, especially indoor ones, they're very strict about not allowing you to use a laser. And so you need an alternative way to personalize ornaments or other products. These are things that you're gonna like display magnets on the refrigerator, put names on and things like that. Not stuff that you're gonna carry around and get wet, because this is an ink. This ink is water-based. So unless you have some way to protect it and seal it, which you're typically not gonna do at a craft fair, it's really just for personalization of those types of items like ornaments, things that aren't likely to get wet on a tree or anything like that. But what's nice about this, even though it's a 24, you can pretty much say 24 by 26 after you put in that air hose, it is only 27 pounds. So it's got some weight to it, but it's easy to transport, out of my office here up to the trailer. and I put it on a stand that I can roll in and out of the trailer and set up and personalize on the spot. So again, a great machine. It's very affordable. If you're looking for a starter craft machine, this is pretty much your entry point right here. This is the cheapest machine that xTool owns. There are other brands on the market that are relatively close to the same, but they don't offer that printing capability. I do have an affiliate link, so if you're interested in the xTool M2 or any of xTool's products, please click on the description below to use that to purchase. It doesn't cost you anything to use my link, but xTool does give me a small commission for each sale. Well, that's the xTool M2 laser. I hope you found this information useful. If so, please subscribe and give it a like so that you can follow for more content about this and other machines here in my shop. I'm Brad, and this has been My Simple Builds. Until next time, go make something.